Okay, hello again, guys. This is Thoughts of Living in Las Vegas part 9, I guess. I'll correct it if it's not right, but it's part 9. I didn't expect to be now, guys. I told you guys that I'd be doing it in the casino, but not here, not at a local casino. This is a local casino at Dottie's. Dottie's basically is one of those chains on every other block, like Starbucks in Seattle. This is where people from here go to gamble. They don't go to the Orleans. They don't go to Caesars. Those are for tourists, and they get rolled at those places, like I told you. Okay, so this lady here, she looks great. She doesn't think she looks great, but she does look great. Now listen to this. We're just talking. We're just having a conversation, and I was saying to her, there was like somebody out there last night that asked me for $1. Now, I'd give $1 if it was just $1, but she wanted a dollar bill. She wanted to give me change for a dollar bill, and I'm thinking, what is she on? I mean, like, what's the scam here?
That's a legitimate question.
Right, and then this lady here pointed out that actually it's so bad here that she actually just wanted $1 to put into the machine. I'm thinking, what? I mean, what last minute miracle are you thinking of? And so we're talking. She's originally from Maine, but she spent most of her life in California, Southern California. Now she's here. She's been here in Vegas for 7 years. But we're talking, right? I mean, I'm here just killing time, right? Look, with these machines, and she just said something that just basically took the words out of my mouth. I guess maybe that's really what it is. She basically said, what did you say? You said that everybody
in Vegas does not give a fuck about anybody else but themselves. Basically, because the addictions are just so rampant here. That's all they want to feed, and they're fulfillable. So they will do anything.
That's it.
They will do anything to fulfill those addictions.
And that basically, if you had to summarize this city, that would be it. I've been like going around in circles, and I kept like, that's exactly concisely how you would put it. The concentration of addiction here is so high. It's like taking a Gamblers Anonymous group. Just imagine, and like cityfying it, and imagine a group that could fit in the room
And
concentrate it in a city with about 600,000, 500,000 people. And that's exactly it. As a matter of fact, she said, yeah, you can't trust anyone because everyone here is trying to score in a bad way. I mean, I can understand everyone. Now in Seattle, people try to score, but they try to score a different way. I mean, they'll steal your identity. They won't steal you for 50. They won't steal 50 cents from you.
That's actually really huge here also. But.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And like, so I said to you guys the other night that I'd be in a casino. Now, the last video was on Dean Martin Drive near the Panorama. You get to take a look at the backside of part of the Strip. Now, we're in a local casino. Nobody that visits Vegas comes here. I mean, look at her. She's laughing.
They didn't know about Dottie's.
I know they don't. They try to keep every single Dottie's away from the Strip. You never get to see a Dottie's at the Strip. So anyway, without giving names, because I'm sure all you folks out there can pretty much track this down if you want to. But right. Now, look, now she's drinking a tequila. See, even when you're gambling in a local casino, if you're gambling, the drinks here are either free or cheap. Now, she's got something interesting. I know that there aren't any laws here in Vegas about drinking, right? I mean, but I would think it's a bit too early for tequila. But she said, no, I'm winding up my day. It's 11 o'clock, 11:30 in the morning, or 11:15. And she said that I'm about to go to bed. I've been up all night gambling. She has like a circle of casinos that she goes to. She just goes from point to point. And that's what she does. And like, I had to wait for like 10 minutes because she actually thought she didn't look good for the camera. I mean, like, this isn't like, I mean... All she did was she just flipped her hair over a couple of... She looks the same. She looks great.
Put on a little lipstick.
Yeah, that's all she did. All right, so this is real. This isn't staged. I mean, like, this is actually what it looks like. And, you know, when you go to a Dottie's, a lot of them say, ring the buzzer, ring the doorbell when it gets dark. I mean, that just gives it away. I mean, okay, so if I go up and we'll look out. It's a usual strip mall. All right, like I said in other videos, this is a strip mall with a Lowe's, a Chinese buffet. They're all the same. I mean, like, you take Vegas and you repeat it constantly over and over again, one strip mall after another. Invariably,
each block is like a whole city.
There you go. There you go. From someone that's been here for 7 years, each block has one. If it doesn't have a Walmart, it has another chain store, and it usually has like a buffet of some sort.
By the way, on a side note, this Walmart right here,
yeah,
they had to stop their 24-hour because they have gotten stolen.
Jacked?
More than any other Walmart in the entire country.
Can you believe this, guys?
In the whole country.
In the whole country. They had to stop being 24 hours.
They call them boosters.
Right. Yeah, boosters are classic anywhere, but here it's so bad. It's so bad in Vegas that I noticed when you go to a gas station, they keep the air fresheners behind the counter. I mean, I can understand if they keep the condoms and dirty magazines behind the counter because the little kids will run out and get them, but they keep air fresheners here behind the counter. And that's how bad. It's so bad here. It's so pretty. It's like a pretty little ghetto. It's so bad here they jack Walmart. I mean, how can you jack Walmart? Anybody can shop there. Anybody. And it can't be 24 hours. And plus, not only that, at night, they got a security patrol truck that rolls by.
Every business has security here.
Every business has security. But you're looking around, it's like, that's how poverty-stricken this place really is. Because you've got people, I mean, like, you know, even in Seattle, I mean, like, the guy will hold up a sign saying, we'll work for free, or, you know, I need beer and weed. Can you give me $10, right? But here, do you have change for $1? Do you have change? You have a dollar bill. Do you have a dollar?
You have a dollar.
You have a dollar. Yeah, I guess she's right. She did put on some lip gloss. It really shows on this guy. It's like, it's beautiful. She's really photogenic. It's too bad we can't just do a whole series on her. Look at her, see? This is fun. So you said that you were married, and that's what brought you here. But in the past 7 years, what have you done what do you actually do for a living? What have you done for a living? She's a house painter. Okay, so like, are you talking like masking?
I've been self-employed for years,
so
I've done everything. Big, huge businesses, hospitals, banks.
Actual painting. So in other words, you can mask this place and spray down the walls.
I could do everything.
Holy crap!
I've been doing it for 20 years.
So wait a second, because I tried painting just for the hell of it. Those guys start early. They start like at 5 in the morning.
Correct.
So then, wouldn't you basically? I mean, you said you had been up all night. Oh, it's like your day off, or are you still painting?
No.
You're not painting anymore?
No, I took a couple of years off just to be me.
Just to be you.
My kids are grown. I recently got divorced, and I gave myself the leeway to just do whatever I wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
And this is the perfect place to do it because I can do whatever I want to do.
This is the place. This is the perfect place to do it. Oh no, that sounds so ominous, guys. She's a bank robber. By the way, guys. Now,
that's a good idea, though. I'll write that down.
I didn't. Okay, now listen to this. I shouldn't even say this, but okay. I'll go back a ways. All right. All right. Now, you guys know that I'm from Seattle. So basically, there was one point where I was buying alcohol for a bunch of my half-brother's friends up in an area called Queen Anne. Right? And so the cops got sick and tired of seeing me buy like a 1.7 liter of vodka for these kids. That's playing bartender, basically.
Joe.
And so what happened was I was in jail for a couple days waiting for my arraignment, and eventually the judge dropped the charges of buying alcohol for minors. But then in jail, we were all in the holding cell. In jail, I met this guy. He was from the same neighborhood that I grew up in, briefly. Funny guy. He ended up robbing. He ended up robbing over a dozen banks in 3 or 4 different states. And the reason, yeah, and the reason why I met him was because the feds wanted to give him a talk. Now, you got to understand, you had to understand, guys, wait, this is back when they just had VHS tapes, right? So the reason why the feds wanted to talk to him was because they couldn't pin any of them on him, but they knew it was him. They knew, but the evidence was too grainy, so they gave him a deal. He was wearing, we're all wearing blue jumpsuits, right? He was about to wear red, but they called him up.
How are you?
They called him up to the interrogation room.
Okay. All right, I'll stop over.
They called him up. It turns out she goes here and a couple other casinos, so she's like embedded in the community here. But no, it turns out, Christian, he says to me, Christian, they just offered me a deal. If I plead guilty to one count, they'll give me 4 years. And he just started laughing. I said, yeah, that's not even 3 months per bank. And you know, he was the kind of person that robbed these banks with a note. But he was funny because he had been sent to a halfway house for other charges. And there was this girl that got on him, right? And like the guard, the person in charge of the halfway house busted in. And then as soon as he busted, he said, no, get her off me. She's the one that gets in trouble. But we were just having a good time. We were just watching CNN because King County Jail at that point has CNN and chessboards. It's so cushy up in Seattle. But anyway, he said, yeah, I mean, should I take it? I mean, I said, yeah, what else can you get? I mean, this is like over 20 years ago when this happened. So we just had that one long conversation and plus the follow-up after he got questioned by the feds. But he took the deal, and so he only got 4 years. I mean, what a smart guy. Over a dozen banks in Montana, Idaho, Washington State, and Oregon. Over 12 banks, and he got away with it. So anyway, that's my segue. That's my little aside. So yeah. So what are you planning on doing?
When?
Well, when? We need to write the note first. But no, what? I mean, like what? You said you wanted to do your thing. What is your thing?
Right now, this is my thing. Gambling, friends, meeting awesome people.
So what? So what do you do? You just play the machines, or do you go to like, Palace Station and play other games, or
I
just?
Never play the tables.
Never play the tables. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little too much activity for me. I like to relax. This is my relaxation time. I spend a lot of time at home. Other than that, just either upgrading or cleaning, sleeping sometimes.
Sleeping. But I mean, like, so, I mean, but what do you do to make ends meet at this point?
Right now, I don't have to make ends meet.
Holy moly. If you guys could see the expression on my face.
Other people do it for me.
What do you mean? Are you involved in like a marketing scheme?
No, not at all. I just have, I have a boyfriend that
Oh, okay.
takes care of everything, so I have no bills, no worries.
Wow. All right, so here I am. Now this trip has just turned into like a realization that I can only be a snowbird here, a broken down snowbird from Seattle coming here.
Everybody.
It's not for everybody. And so
It will swallow you up.
Right, it will. And so you guys have figured out that I'm multi-talented, but here I can only do Grubhub and DoorDash because of the way things are here. So everything's paid for until February, and everything else is paid for until later that next year. So basically, I've learned my lesson so far in a place like this. It's just good to chill here and relax. You can't make a mint. You can't even make a breath mint out here unless you deal drugs or hustle or something. Or, I guess you take like maybe $50,000, you go to a casino and just, play cards or play dice briefly until you get maybe just 500 or 1,000 that day. Yeah.
All fun.
Yeah. So like it's weird. Like, you remember, folks, when I told you guys that I almost got carjacked at that park, Circle Park? Well, guess what? Now again, see, very idyllic setting. It doesn't seem like anything will happen, but anybody can just bust through those doors and say, "Freeze! This is the holdup." It can be that crazy here. But yeah. So now I've got to sign off because my phone's too shitty to take a longer clip.
Oh, thank God, I gotta get back to gambling.
Yeah, so that's it for now. I'll sign off and see you folks next part.